Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the podcast. Today we are doing Shutter Island. That's our movie for today, but I'm assuming Nate has movie news to get into first.
I actually don't.
Wow, fuck you. So I have to come up with movie news. I saw one thing. The guy who directed Longlegs wants to make a rated R Darth Vader movie.
Oh, you know what? I did see that. I mean, I could hop over to Twitter real quick, that cesspool of an app, and see if I can get
What's
some.
Twitter?
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean X.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, nothing really. Just Freakier Friday has now been announced and released, or
They made a
ready,
movie about me?
ready for release.
I sent you guys the Adrian Brody thing. He and Leonardo DiCaprio are teaming up for a um, Evil Knievel biopic made by the guy who made Whiplash.
You did not send me that.
And the guy who made Whiplash and La La Land.
Yes, I did send you that. It's in the group chat,
To,
Nate.
yeah,
Did I?
put some respect on Damien Chazelle's
Did
name.
I not see it? To be fair, I was working all day today, so I didn't. Oh, I did. You did send it. Early talks to star in Damien Chazelle's Evil Knievel biopic.
I mean, it does sound pretty cool.
I mean, I like Damien Chazelle. I don't think there's a single movie he's released that I haven't liked.
No, I know Noah is a huge Adrian Brody fan.
Oh yeah, my favorite actor of all time.
Yeah. Um, is there anything else here?
Adrian Brody threatens to star in a movie.
Let me just totally steal from this Instagram film news page. Shout out Film Seal.
Yeah, I usually go to discussing film on X.
On X. Wow, calling it X in the big 2-5.
Well, I called it Twitter
Oh,
and Ryne yelled at me, so
yeah.
Well, why would he yell
Um,
at you for that? It's stupid. Nobody calls it X. Have you ever heard somebody refer to Twitter as X, even though it's been X for like a year now?
no, it's always Twitter. Yeah, the only thing I'm really
Exactly.
seeing is Last of Us 2 season 2 stuff.
Novocaine
Oh,
debuted. It
yes.
got some
And it
ratings. It
it
had a
debuted with a
90%.
yep, sorry, go ahead. This is your news.
You're good. It debuted with a 90%, which is awesome. I'm very happy for Jack Quaid. It
Raw.
looks like it'll be a really fun movie. I'll go see it in theaters, probably just because I like going to the movie theater.
I'll probably also see it because I'm actually pretty excited about or not Companion. I was talking about Companion at work today. Novocaine.
Mhm.
Companion's also a Jack Quaid
It
Raw movie though.
Yeah, isn't Companion the one where he like fucks the computer or something? Like he sticks his dick in the motherboard.
You know what? That pretty much sums it up.
I saw James Cameron said that Avatar, what is it? Fire and Ash is going to be the longest in the series, and the last one was over 3 hours, and it was 2 hours too
Oh
long.
my gosh.
So I'm gonna
James
love to
Another
see that.
another Avatar movie threatens to be released.
James Cameron threatens to make another Avatar sequel.
Oh my gosh. And what's the point of making it so long? Like, why
Uh,
what could possibly deserve such a long length in an Avatar movie?
oh, he just wants to jerk off his special effects know-how again. It's
Yeah, I
what the last two
suppose.
Avatar movies.
Honestly, like with how spread apart the first two movies were, at this point, like Avatar, like 4 or whatever, how many they want to make is gonna be made with AI.
Well, Avatar, I don't, I don't think there's a good Avatar movie, but that's a debate for
No,
another
there's
day.
not.
No,
There's not.
there isn't. You know, everyone kind of
Oh,
shits
okay.
on Christopher Nolan for making long films. We need to start talking about James Cameron for making some long ass films.
Oh my gosh, his are longer than Nolan's. I mean,
Yeah,
Nolan's
Yeah,
can
but
be
Nolan
fairly long.
Titanic.
And
Nolan's
also,
films are
Nolan's like
interesting.
consistently really good. All right, here's the thing. I actually like Titanic, but that did not need to be 3 hours and like 20 minutes. Like that could have been cut down. And then
They
what are
made
his
an
other
alien
movies?
movie over two
Terminator is
hours.
actually good.
I don't
Oh,
think
he
I've
did.
ever
That's
seen it.
right.
I don't think I've ever seen a James Cameron movie, and I was like, yeah, that was the good length for a movie.
I mean, Terminator 2.
Just Terminator 1 and 2 are fine.
Okay, I always do forget those are James Cameron movies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Titanic,
Mm-hmm.
195 minutes.
Yeah. Way too long.
Avatar 1, 162 minutes. It's about
Oh my
160
gosh.
minutes too long.
Yeah.
Avatar: The Way of
Dude,
Water is 192 minutes.
Oh my
dude,
gosh. Almost longer than Titanic.
we're gonna get an 8-hour Avatar movie at some point.
I'm not
We will not
watching
be
it.
seated. We will not be
I,
seated.
So he's averaging
yeah.
about 180 minutes a movie.
What else has he done? He did Aliens. How long was that?
137.
But that's
That's not that
a
bad. But that
phenomenal movie.
was
Oh, it's a good movie.
that's
It's
that's a
still
good movie.
137 minutes.
I
That's not
enjoy
that
Alien
bad.
more than Alien. I don't think it's better, but I enjoy it more.
I still like Alien more. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's been a bit since I watched Aliens.
Nolan in his prime. We'll start his prime with Batman Begins. We've got 140 minutes. The Prestige is 130 minutes. The Dark Knight is
Memento is pretty short.
152. Yeah, Memento's like Memento
Yeah,
is
Memento is less than
113.
2 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Memento's a good movie too. Let's
Mm-hmm.
see,
Yeah.
Inception. Oh,
It
I know
was quite
Inception's
the.
long.
You know what? I might do Memento for an episode in the future. Like that was a crazy first watch I had a couple months ago on that.
That's a good pick. Memento's
I
one of my
still
favorites.
I
Mm-hmm.
still haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. You got it. I got to save for a podcast episode now. We got someone on their first watch.
All right, Inception 148, Dark Knight Rises 164, Interstellar.
Damn,
Oh,
I forgot it
Interstellar
was
too
that long.
long. Interstellar
Yeah, Interstellar.
159. Damn, Dark Knight Rises is only 4 minutes shorter than Interstellar.
Yeah, I forgot Dark Knight Rises was that long.
Oh,
Yeah, it is.
we got notable stinker Dunkirk at 106 minutes.
I have not seen Dunkirk, but at least it's not long. So,
It's about 105 minutes too long.
On ass.
the Nolan Glazer hates it. That's when you know it's bad.
We got also notable Nolan stinker Tenet, which I do like, but I
Oh,
digress. 150 minutes.
doesn't everybody say that movies like ultra confusing?
No, it's actually very straightforward.
What
Hmm.
movie?
Tenet.
Well, isn't it
Yeah, it
like
also
told like
sucks.
backwards or something?
Yeah, that's the whole
Or
gimmick.
something
Is
like
that
that?
it's like
Uh,
the character you're following them forward and backwards. Just the gimmick of the movie.
hmm.
Wait, so I don't get. We'll get into it a little bit later, but I don't get how you understood Tenant very straightforward, but you didn't understand Shutter Island.
No, I
Like,
understood Shutter Island once the twist got revealed. I'm just saying, up until that point, I was confused.
Well, yeah.
that's norm. That's normally how
That's kind
movies
of
like this
that's
go.
Well, yeah,
that's kind of how like
that's what I was
that's kind of
saying.
how a mystery works.
Yeah, that's what I was.
I
Because Ryne texted me when I was about an hour and a half into the movie, and he asked me how I was enjoying it. I said I liked it, and I just said it's just confusing, but I'm sure I'll figure it out soon, or something along those lines.
Nate discovers how a mystery genre works.
The ending did confuse me a little bit. I think it's just because I don't know how to interpret it yet.
It's okay. We'll tell
Well,
you what to think.
that's fair. That's fair. I'll tell you what the answer is. I'll tell you the
um,
correct interpretation.
It is also my first watch. Keep in mind.
Yeah,
the
no,
correct
I get
interpretation.
that. Like right after I first watched it, I was also kind of like
Mhm.
it was kind of weird, but we can go into that later. We got plenty of time.
The correct interpretation is just that you're supposed to work harder, and then and all your dreams of playing the drums will come true.
Yeah, even
Hmm.
if your wife kills your 3 children.
The correct interpretation is if you want to become a teacher in anything, especially in band, that you have to verbally assault your students, also physically assault your students too,
Yeah,
to get
more
the
verbal,
best
but
out
you
of
know you got
them.
to get a little bit of physical in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
You have to,
just a sprinkle of physical violence,
yeah, you have to
along with
drown.
verbal.
You have to drown 3 of your students to become an effective teacher.
And they all have to be like young children too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No,
Well, we're
to be a great parent, you have to drown your kids in the pond in order to get the best out of them,
And then ask your husband to kill you.
we're gonna
and then have your husband go clinically insane and make up a whole entire story about how he's a U.S. Marshal who is discovering a conspiracy on an island.
A Shutter Island, if you will.
A Shutter Island. Oh, that's the name of the movie.
What a
Do we
segue.
think Leonardo DiCaprio is actually insane, or do you think he just had to hang out with Mark Ruffalo for 2 hours and it made him
He
like
just
him?
had a
He
he
just
just
had to
had
hang
him
out with
hang out with Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo in this movie played the same character I've seen him play in every Mark Ruffalo movie.
We got
What's Dr. Banner doing with Edward Daniels?
we got Hulk, and then we got Detective
When
Man, and
when did Bruce Banner become a U.S. Marshal?
Like, damn, I
Wait a
didn't know
second,
Bruce Banner was
he's a
alive in the 50s.
wait. Oh, now he's a psychiatrist. What?
Psychiatrist Banner.
I mean, I guess he still played a doctor, so I guess it.
Yeah, he is a Dr. Banner was just making sure that he didn't get too angry because you wouldn't like him when he's angry.
Exactly.
All right, Noah, what were your general thoughts on this movie?
Good movie.
Good movie.
Yeah, it was a
Okay.
good movie.
Yeah, this is a fantastic movie. I didn't do my letterbox review on it yet. I'm an idiot. I'll do it after though. But
I didn't either. I forgot.
we'll do ratings at the end. But yeah, I haven't watched this movie in like 2 years probably. Like the first couple times I watched it, I absolutely loved it. The first time was obviously like at the end with the twists and stuff. That kind of was like confusing at first because it's like the whole movie is just told from Andrew's perspective.
It's an
Or at least we
unreliable
find out.
narrator.
Yeah, exactly. The unreliable narrator thing, and that's like one of the like when I first watched it, it was like one of the first times I'd watched the movie like an unreliable narrator like that. So I would just like when they were telling him that he was Andrew Latis, I was like, nah, they're lying. They're capping. They're trying to make him seem crazy. And then it turns out I was just crazy along with Andrew Latis. So yeah. Then I kind of realized at the end, especially when he says the line where it's like to die as a monster or to die as a good man or live as a monster. However it goes, that wasn't verbatim, but uh yeah, that's when I realized, oh yeah, he's probably Andrew Latis.
I really like the line where Mark Ruffalo looked at Edward Daniels and he said, "You wouldn't like me when I'm angry."
Yeah.
I liked when
It,
Mark
it, it
Ruffalo
was
said it's Hulkin time.
Yeah, you might have missed that one. It was at the very beginning
Yeah.
on the boat.
Oh man, my bad. That's why they had all like the cops there and stuff to make sure that Bruce doesn't turn into the Hulk.
Um,
That's
yeah,
why
this
they
was a
had to
really
they had to get trusted U.S. Marshal Edward Daniels to be with Bruce Banner and make sure he doesn't go insane.
really weird direction the MCU is heading in with this Hulk prequel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what comic character Leonardo DiCaprio was playing. He must have been an original character for the movie.
No, he's based on Nick Fury before they Samuel L. Jacksonified him.
Oh, so it's like pre 2008 Nick Fury.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. But it's like before he loses his eye or whatever.
Yeah, he hasn't met the cat
Because it's
yet.
1954, so
Yeah, he hasn't met the cat, so.
yeah.
Anyways, Nate, what were your thoughts on this movie since it was your first watch?
I mean, I kind of talked about it already. I thought it was really good. I genuinely did. A lot of the and I spoiler, I kind of watched a explain everything video afterwards because I was a little confused. I still am, but I did
No, what a
see.
loser. You should have
Well,
just had me explain it and I'll tell you what's the correct
Yeah.
well, I also
interpretation.
wanted to actually, have stuff to say for this episode and not just sit here in silence for an hour
Nate,
and a half.
Nate, I literally have a YouTube channel. I'm just as qualified as anybody else to tell you about what happens in this movie.
That's fair. That is fair. But I did like a lot of the directorial decisions that Scorsese made in certain shots, like when I guess I call him Dr. Sheehan when he was
No,
right at
Bruce Banner.
yeah Bruce Banner at the beginning when he was fumbling around with his gun, kind of like showing the twist early.
Yeah, you watched the same video that I watched.
Mhm.
that.
No. Well,
Probably.
you definitely have to watch this movie multiple times because like because the second time you watch it after like obviously finding out the twist the first time is like you're watching like a completely different movie. Like it's crazy how it's like you get a completely different perspective on everything.
Yeah, and I didn't have that luxury of having time for a second watch before the episode, so I just wanted at least like a little bit to appreciate that I might have missed on the first watch.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah, well it's
I did
like
enjoy it. I did really enjoy it.
yeah. It's just like even in stuff like in that opening scene where they first get on the island and stuff, you can tell like everyone's on edge and stuff,
Hmm.
and it's kind of just like you rewatch that and like yeah, because this is like you don't look at Andrew Latis as like this U.S. Marshal and stuff, and now you're like oh is he gonna like you see him how everyone else sees him where it's like oh is he about to like burst out in anger or something or do something dangerous or whatever.
Right. Yeah, and like when like in the acting for I forget the character's name, but when they were doing the interviews in the cafeteria, well,
Mhm.
every time he mentioned Andrew Latis, it was like
Hmm.
the crazy people, quote unquote. They all kind of like went on edge a little bit because they know they're not supposed to
Yeah.
say they know Andrew Latis.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just a lot of little decisions that Scorsese made throughout the course of the film that I unfortunately didn't appreciate real time, but looking back, I appreciate them now.
Yeah.
I feel that. Yeah, I really like this movie. I don't think it's a secret. If it's a secret, guys, I'm unveiling my magician trick here. But Martin Scorsese is my favorite director. Um, I feel like I had to have said that in the Goodfellas episode, but I don't remember because I blocked that episode out of my mind. Um, but yeah, he's my favorite director, so I'm always gonna glaze the directorial decisions he makes in movies. In all honesty, um, but it's a really good movie. It has a really good mood. It definitely feels like you're in the 50s
Hmm.
Hmm.
when you're watching this movie, which is something Scorsese's always been really good at. Is like we talk about Tarantino being able to create like a great atmosphere, but I think Scorsese's almost just as good at it.
Yeah, I think that's a fair take.
That's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous to say that.
I will say the one thing I didn't enjoy, and it didn't take away from my experience, and Ryan, I already told you this, but you could just
Mhm,
tell some of the effects weren't up to par. Like you could tell a lot of there's a lot of blue screen and a lot or green screen, and some of the CGI was not the greatest, which isn't it doesn't take away from the experience of the movie. It's just you could tell this movie came out in 2010.
mhm.
It's crazy
Yeah,
that it doesn't. It's crazy that you say that, and we're saying it like 2010's like old or something. It shouldn't feel like it should be that old.
It's a
2010 was
15-year-old
15 years
movie.
ago.
Yeah, like 2010 being 15 years ago sounds weird. It should, in my mind, it's like 8 years ago.
Noah
Well, I
was a
got news for
Noah was
you,
a
buddy.
fresh what 3-year-old when this movie came out.
Probably about 4
Uh,
now.
Ugh.
yuck. Um,
What, you guys were like what, like 8?
yeah,
Yeah, I
like
would have been
7.
7 or 8 whenever, depending on
Yeah.
when in the year it came out.
Hmm.
It came out like March or something. I don't fucking remember. Huh. I say I don't remember, like I would have known anyway when this movie
I don't know.
came
You
out.
did see Raging Bull
Yo.
at 8, so
Mhm.
So guys, I actually saw this movie at the theater when I was 4 years old. And I remember being, pretty surprised by the twist, but I was able to understand everything pretty well.
Yeah, I watched this movie for the first time at 5 somehow. Um, I watched it before it was released to theaters.
oh, he got an
I'm
Yeah.
early
just cool like
screening.
that.
You got the
Yeah,
early
yeah, yeah.
screening of the first cut.
Yeah, it was my Make-A-Wish.
Yeah,
Um,
Scorsese had you.
yeah, I knew from the first scene, I'm like, that guy's fishy. Why doesn't he have his own pack of cigarettes? He's a U.S. Marshal. All of them have their own pack of cigarettes.
Hmm. And then I was like, why is everybody around him like on edge like that? Like, why would they be like this with a U.S. Marshal? Like, He's supposed to be this trusted U.S. Marshal. Like, something weird about this guy. He seems like the type of guy to be named like Andrew or something.
Yeah.
You know, the type of guy to kill his wife.
He just looks like an Andrew.
Yeah, looks like the type of guy
Guys,
to kill his wife.
I don't think he did anything wrong. I think he was just following orders because he was in World War II, and like they always say, good soldiers follow orders. And his
All
wife
right,
did
we're
say,
moving on from that.
his wife did say to kill her. So I think he was just being a good soldier.
I think we're gonna have to cut that part out.
Yeah.
And that's my TED talk for why. That's my
Anyway,
TED talk for why Shutter Island is misunderstood.
Shutter Island's all about how you should work harder. You see,
Please don't lobotomize me, Ben Kingsley.
Shutter Island motivates you to not get lobotomized and to accept reality so you don't go insane and kill people.
Yeah, so you don't go insane and follow orders.
No. Good soldiers follow orders.
Yeah, listen, if Star Wars The Clone Wars taught me anything.
Hmm.
It's that good soldiers follow orders unless they're given by Pong Krell.
Oh man. All right.
I love how the collective clones that aren't free thinkers just say, "Nah, fuck that guy."
Self-proclaimed free thinkers when they become clones.
Self-proclaimed freak.
Self-proclaimed free thinkers when they're forced to join the Grand Army of the Republic.
Self-proclaimed free thinkers when they're fighting in a war that's all manufactured by Palpatine. It's like that one meme I sent you guys where it's like the guy playing chess with himself and it's just Palpatine and his droid army versus the clone army.
Like the old dude from the Pixar
Yeah, from the
short.
Pixar short.
Anyway, so Shutter Island. What else can we talk about? Just like so so overall, like Nate, on your first watch, like what were you thinking like as like before the ending and stuff? Like where do you think it was gonna go for the ending? Like before you actually found out that Andrew was just like insane.
So the way it was kind of set up, I feel was that they were just gonna trap Teddy on the island and just experiment on him because that's just what it felt like before everything got revealed.
Mhm.
And then there was kind of some signs of him not being who he thought he was when he started running away from the workers, and when Ben Kingsley's character, whose name I'm blanking on right now.
I don't remember his name
Uh,
either, so you're good. He's
Uh,
just the
yeah,
doctor.
just the doctor. When he
Doctor
was
Doctor Cowley, John Cowley.
Dr. Gandhi.
Dude, how do you know Mahatma Gandhi?
Yeah, didn't you know he played Gandhi?
Yeah,
You
wait, you
really
didn't get
wait,
that?
wait, what?
Yeah,
You didn't know that?
he played Gandhi in a Gandhi biopic.
He's white. I can't tell if you're like if you're
No,
just
he
fucking
legitimately
weird.
played
No, he
Gandhi
did. He
in
did. He
in
did.
1982. He played Gandhi.
What?
Yes, I'm not joking.
They made Gandhi
Yep.
a white dude?
Yes,
They whitewashed Gandhi.
they whitewashed Gandhi.
Apparently, Daniel Day-Lewis is in that movie too. Look at the cast right
That
now.
is not Ben Kingsley. That is not Ben Kingsley.
That I can assure you, that is Ben Kingsley.
That is Ben Kingsley.
Look,
Look at the cast.
what they do? Spray paint him?
Oh yeah,
They send
look
him
at
through
chat.
like
That is indeed him.
they
In the
send him
cast,
through.
buddy.
They put him through like some race duplication machine. What the fuck did they do? No, you know what it is. The whole movie takes place in Civ 5, and Ben Kingsley just picked Gandhi as his world leader.
Yeah, okay. Did they actually like spray paint him here or something? Like,
They probably didn't use spray paint on a person. They probably just used like makeup.
Not spray paint.
If I had a nickel for every time there was an Oscar-winning actor that did blackface in a movie, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot.
And you should have. But it's weird that it happened twice. And you should have 3 nickels.
Who's the third?
Robert Downey Jr.
He won an Oscar.
Oh, he won an Oscar for Tropic Thunder?
No, for I'm
Oh.
saying Oscar winning in general, like actors that have won an
Oh.
Oscar.
Did Ben Kingsley win an Oscar for Gandhi though?
I'm not sure.
Has Ben Kingsley won an Oscar?
I feel like he has to have, right? There's no way he hasn't.
I don't think Funny Man from Iron Man 3 has won an Oscar.
Funny Man from Iron Man 3.
Here, I'm looking it up.
He won Best
No.
Actor for Gandhi.
Yeah, but that was a Golden Globe.
It says Ken Kingsley won an Academy Award in the Best Actor category
Oh, okay.
for Gandhi.
Oh, okay. I always forget they call it the Academy Awards and not the Oscars. Just call it the fucking Oscars.
Yeah.
He won Best
No.
Supporting Actor for a movie called Sexy Beast.
Bugsy and the Sexy Beast.
Yeah, those are 2 different movies, but
Oh, all right. See, Wikipedia lied to me because they
All
have
right,
and
well-
italicized.
Well, off the topic of Ben Kingsley being
Oh,
the
yeah.
product of whitewashing Gandhi, we're talking about
Hold
Shutter
on.
Island.
One more thing about Ben Kingsley. Dude he's a comedic legend. He was also on Schindler's List.
Oh, all right, pal.
All right, we're actually cutting that part out. I've never seen Schindler's List before. I should watch it.
It's a really good movie. Schindler has to go Christmas shopping, so he has to
Oh,
make a
shut up,
list.
Ryne,
shut up,
stop.
Shut up. Shut up. I know what the is about, all right? And that's probably a reason why I've put off watching it, because it seems like a heavy watch.
It is a
Um,
very
Oh, it
heavy
is.
watch.
But
It's-
yeah,
it's a
but
really
it also it's like an insanely good movie, everybody says, so it's like kind of have to watch it.
Oh yeah, it's probably one of the best movies I've ever seen in my entire life.
See, now I forgot what I was saying before we went on Ben Kingsley playing Gandhi.
Guys, so Edward Daniels goes here to the Shutter Island and he gets shuttered.
He goes to the island of the website that is a horror movie streaming service, and they just make him watch shitty horror movies till the end of time.
So Ben Kingsley at the end of the movie tells DiCaprio that it's Shutter time and
It's
tells him
shuddering
to
time.
it's shuddering time, and so then Andrew Latis accepts reality and accepts his fate and willingly gets lobotomized.
I love the scene
One,
where he
one
walks
lobotomy
up,
coming up for Andrew Latis.
one
Sir,
lobotomy,
one
please.
lobotomy, please.
I love the scene where he walks up to Ben Kingsley at the very end and he hugs him and he's like, "Maybe the Shutter Island was just the friends I made along the way."
I'm doing a terrible job of leading this episode. So what else to talk about with Shutter Island?
Well, all right. So
So
I kind of you asked me about what my first watch thoughts
yeah.
were. Oh, now I remember where my train of thought was. God, the Gandhi talk got me off my train of thought.
Yeah, that's it too. I'm like, where do we go? Like after the Gandhi stuff.
But so what I was saying, it was right after he met Doctor, was it Solando was her name?
Yes.
Something along those lines. Right after he quote unquote met her in the cave, and he went back to like the main building, and Ben Kingsley was saying, "Oh, you never arrived here with a partner." That's when things started to kind of like click a little bit.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
the reveal happened. They met
when I was watching it the first time, when they said like, "Oh, you don't have a partner," I was like, "Oh, they're just trying to make him seem insane," because uh when he was talking with Rachel Solando in the cave or whatever, that's when I was like, "Oh yeah, this is like a big conspiracy and stuff." So I was just like, although I did think like, how in the world did Rachel Solando survive all that with the whole escape story and stuff? But I was like, whatever, it's all a big conspiracy, and I was trying to I was trusting the unreliable narrator. I had been duped.
Well, so what made it click for me was because I also remembered the scene when he was in, was it Ward C is it's called, which is where like the
Yeah.
super crazy people are held, and he was talking to George Noyce, and he kept
Hmm.
calling Teddy Latest. That's when it kind of clicked because he kept doing that, and then
Yeah.
Ben Kingsley's character said the thing, and then he went off and started like running around the island looking for Chuck, and that's sort of when it clicked for me.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. I think that I think it's so funny that Mark Ruffalo, they just have his character fall off a cliff. Like that's just how they write that's just how they write him out of like this experiment. They're just like, all right, fall.
Just fall.
Uh, but it's like, all right. So another thing, like just rewatching it, where I'm like, did they like so when they're doing this whole thing with hatching this plan to reach Andrew,
Mhm.
what happens if there wasn't like a storm to where like Andrew wouldn't have just like let me get off the island? Like, did they like
There's
was the storm in the script?
no, there's not a storm. It's like there's actually not an actual storm. He's just conjuring it in his mind, apparently. Is what I've read.
What?
I mean,
Damn.
it
Which
makes
is
sense for the theme of the movie.
Really though? But
yeah.
I feel like
yeah,
that's
but
kind of a
like
lazy cop out, but it makes sense for the character.
yeah, but also it's like why would they just let everybody go loose in Ward C though? Like
So
I
I
think there's
because
I think there's an
the patients
implication
were
that
like all over the place and doing that, but
I
is that
I have
also a
a
delusion?
I have a feeling that the people that were quote unquote on the loose weren't actual patients; they were just staff.
I don't know. They,
because
they looked a lot like patients.
Well, because
there's a
there
scene
was a
later.
bunch of them that were just in cells in Ward C.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but
There's
they
a
but there were still like a couple of them like that were running around, or at least the one that Andrew almost freaking killed.
I don't know. I think that was just a staff member. That's why he looked so concerned that he was about to kill him.
mhm.
Mm. Well, it could have just
there's
been another patient that knew about him and his danger, though.
That's also
there's a
true.
scene there's a scene later in the movie. I forget when it is. I think it's when they're taking him up to go like explain the movie to him, basically. Um, where all the guards are with patients in like that room. You can literally hear in the background one of the guards tell one of the patients to stop looking at him,
Yeah,
which makes me think that some of the patients at least are like in on it.
yeah, maybe. I mean, well, they definitely like coached the patients like whenever they were like like Andrew was
Mhm.
interviewing them and stuff. Even
Mhm.
Andrew like was on to that where it's just like, oh, all their responses they were trained.
um, there's also a thing where it's like Andrew obviously has like a phobia of like water because
Yeah,
his wife waterboarded his kids a little bit too hard.
yeah, yeah. Well, he had a phobia of water until it came to swimming to the freaking
Yeah,
lighthouse.
yeah. Uh, but so there's that scene during the interview where the lady goes to drink water. You can
Yeah,
pause the movie and there's no cup in her hand. She's
yeah.
not actually drinking water.
Yeah, I saw that
Mhm.
and I was like, did they just miss that or was that intentional? And then everything was revealed
Mhm.
and it made
No,
sense. But
they forgot to CGI the water in there, guys. They couldn't have found an actual glass of water on the actual set.
Just no physical props. They all have to be green screened in.
Yeah, that's it. George Lucas would be proud.
George Lucas would be proud.
Oh boy. Yeah. So that's some yeah. The whole storm thing was one of the only like kind of things I was a little confused about because like yeah. So I guess I mean I don't know. Is that really a delusion? Like
Oh yeah, there was also like when he went down the rocks a little bit right before he went into the cave, and uh Dr. Sheehan, Bruce Banner wanted to go with him and he told him no. Like what if he just didn't tell him no and he went with him?
yeah, I don't know. It like some of the stuff like watching it back is like there are definitely some conveniences, I guess it seems like in their plan. A lot of things that could have easily gone wrong, but it also is like like the plan was like a last ditch effort, and I guess it's just like we just gotta believe they got really lucky with it.
This is what Google says. No, the intense storm that occurs in Shutter Island is not a real event. It is primarily a manifestation of the protagonist Teddy Daniels' deteriorating mental state, serving as a key plot device to further blur the lines between reality and his constructed metaphysicism, his constructed memories. Sorry, I don't know what fucking word I just said.
No,
The storm represents turmoil within Teddy's mind as he unravels the truth about his identity and the events of Shutter Island, and the storm prevents Teddy and his partner from leaving the island, forcing them to confront the unsettling mystery.
okay. It's just still kind of confusing with the whole thing when they went to like Ward C and like they were talking about how the power, but like they had a whole meeting about like what they're gonna do with because okay, so like with all the people in the they were part of the island and stuff, like the warden and all those guys or whatever it was, they were literally having a meeting and like talking about like, oh, what happens with the storm if like are they like everybody there is just like I don't know.
No,
I don't
I
know why
think
they would
it's
have like a
based.
serious meaning about that, or is that another freaking delusion?
I think it was.
No, that
Oh
meeting
my God.
definitely
And no
happened.
way. That meeting had to have happened, and I'm like, I
That's
Was
don't
he
know.
in the room for that? Was he in the room
Yeah.
for that meeting?
No,
yes.
he like walked into the room during the meeting, so it was
Yeah.
I think that's
That
how it
that
did.
that's way
Then
Because
too
like,
crucial of a scene for it to just be a delusion.
well, then they're having
no though,
they're putting on a
but it doesn't make
performance.
any sense then. But like,
I think it's a combination of
did they
both.
know Andrew was about to just stumble on them?
I think there was a storm. I just think Andrew's mental state overplayed the severity of the storm. And I think
I
Yeah,
don't
what
think.
happened was that the staff at the facility used that to their advantage to try to help cure Andrew.
Yeah, I don't think there was a
maybe
storm at all. But
perhaps.
I mean,
There had to have
I
been a
don't know.
storm because
There's
in
got to
the
be a storm.
in the movie
There's
you can see there's trees falling on them in the graveyard from the storm.
uh.
yeah. I don't know. That is weird.
No, but they use. I know
That
this
could
movie
go
uses
insane.
both fire and water to
Yeah, I've
show
heard
like
that.
his delusions. Because the fire in the cave isn't real either, and neither is the
Yeah.
fire when he's
Right. Well, like nothing in the cave is real. Like Rachel Solano is not real, and that this dude was just hanging out in a cave, I think, and just like talking to himself.
Yeah, the fire is always when there's some sort of hallucination going on, and the water represents the
Yeah.
reality.
Mm-hmm.
So like
Which is weird though, because
with
like
that,
the
like the storm was
storm.
definitely real. There's no way the storm was not real.
I don't know.
I
Hold
don't
up. Let me
know.
look into
Place
this a
place
little
your
more.
bets in the comment section below. That's your or engagement farming for the episode.
Rose clip farming.
Anyways, Nate, what were the questions you had about the ending? I feel like we're far enough into the podcast where we can start to unravel this mystery.
Well, so there's really only one because like we get that whole breakthrough scene with him waking up in the bed. He's in his inmate clothes, and
Mm-hmm.
he says his name was Andrew Latis. He said that he killed his wife in 1952. I think that's what the year that they said. He said that his three children were dead. He accepted that, and then like almost immediately he becomes Teddy again. But
Are
then
you talking about
like
when he's like smoking the cigarette at
yes,
the very
like
end?
at the very last
Um,
scene.
mhm. So the idea with that, or at least my idea with that, is that he knows, like he's come to terms with the fact that he's Andrew Latis, but he can't mentally handle it. So he's now playing a role to go get the lobotomy on purpose, so he doesn't have to live with that fact anymore.
Right. That was the question. Is like that just didn't make sense to me because they had that big dramatic reveal, and I feel like everything came together, and then like not even 30 seconds later, it's already back to square one.
Yeah, but I think that's implication, at least, that's what I took from it. The fact that he has actually had this breakthrough and it didn't work. He just can't live with the things that he's done, so he goes to go get the lobotomy so he doesn't have to like think about them anymore.
Right, but there's also because throughout the whole movie we hear about Andrew Latest burning his apartment down, right? When he still thinks he's Ted.
Mhm.
And there's that line, it's would you rather die as a good man or live as a monster, I think is what it is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so my thing is like did he actually like burn his house down or his apartment down? Like obviously that's not what killed his wife. He killed his wife. He shot her.
No, his wife burned the apartment down. She was trying to kill herself.
That's what it was. Okay, I must have missed that
Uh,
then.
Yeah,
mhm.
okay, so
And
I'm looking into stuff, sorry to interrupt. The hurricane is real, on the island and stuff. So yeah, that's what I'm getting from most of the stuff. I don't know what the first AI overview said it wasn't real, but then it was like saying how, oh, the events of Shutter Island are not real, and it's like, yeah, no shit, it's a movie. Um, so then I had to like get a more in-depth, better question for the AI overview. So it just says, in Shutter Island, the hurricane is a real event that occurs on the island, but the events surrounding it, including Teddy's experiences and that, are not real. Blah blah blah. Yeah.
I don't know. Shit, they probably just like looked at a weather forecast or something.
No, I don't know. Convenient, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a noir film. There's gonna be conveniences.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah,
All right,
but yeah,
so
that's what I.
so Andrew's wife burned the
Uh-huh.
apartment down trying to kill herself.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
When
why he.
when did they say that? Because I must have missed that during my watch.
That
I
it was in
Or was it just
they said it
implied?
like in their whole explanation. No, in their whole explanation they said it.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I must have just missed that line then.
This is when they were talking about how like over like mental issues and stuff and how like Andrew wasn't noticing it
Okay,
even
Mhm.
after like she had a literal suicide attempt.
okay, yeah, I guess I
Yeah.
just missed that. Well,
I
so
think.
the only reason I bring that up is because one of the videos I did watch had mentioned that maybe he burned his apartment down, and he
Mhm.
just didn't want to live with that fact,
Mhm.
and that's why he chose to
No.
get the lobotomy.
Yeah, well
Mhm.
that guy's yapping.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a looper video. I should have known to take it with a grain of salt.
Oh yeah, don't watch that freaking looper video, bro.
Hey, you should. Fuck a grain of salt. You shouldn't even watched it.
Yeah.
Well, it was 2 minutes long.
But
That's why I watched it.
that's fair. No, but the idea is that his wife burned the apartment down and tried to kill herself. He blames himself for not noticing. I think he did notice, but I think it's kind of like I actually played a really good game recently. It's an indie horror game called Mouthwashing. Um and at the end of it, there's this thing that happens with like the girl getting like sexually assaulted and stuff. It's important to the plot. That's the only reason I bring it up. And then that girl kills herself, and you're playing as the guy who actually did it. And then you are talking to like you're on a spaceship and you're talking to your captain who, when the spaceship crashed, he like got like horribly disformed and he's laying in bed the whole time. And at the beginning, you're playing as the original captain and you're talking and he's kind of like doing that thing where he's like enabling it and being like, oh, it's okay, you're not a bad person, all that stuff, everything's fine. I think that's kind
Mhm.
of parallel to I think it's kind of parallel to this, where like he did notice it, but in kind of that like a 1950s husband way, he kind of brushed it off where he's like, oh, women can't have real problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes more
Well,
sense.
and also maybe just like he loves her so much that just like, oh, there can't be anything wrong with her like that, you know. She's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
She's perfect.
Mhm.
Yeah,
He's like, I cleared a concentration camp in Germany, I went through shit, you have to cook dinner.
Yeah. Make me a sandwich.
yeah. I do feel like they kind of played into that really hard was with the World War II themes. Like I know that was very secondary to the main plot,
Yeah.
but it was also I think it did feel very important. Every flashback scene felt very important,
Yeah.
but
I
seeing what
I
he
think
went
they're
through felt incredibly important to trying to unravel the mystery, albeit I didn't get it right away, but
Mhm. I think that's like, think about it in like two halves. I think that's the first event that really fractured his psyche, and then his wife killing his kids was the one that made him fully break.
right, because
Yeah.
for the longest time until he met with Doctor, I already forgot her name, Solando. Until then, I thought they were gonna try to frame it as a PTSD breakdown from World War II,
Yeah.
from fighting in the war, and I thought they were gonna try to keep him on
Yeah.
the island because of that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Was like yeah, with the whole because with my first viewing, I was like all into believing like Teddy's delusion, obviously, and like his freaking that like the island is all like this. It's the conspiracy, and they're gonna. And then when he's talking to Dr. Sloan, I'm like, oh, they're about to keep him on the island. And then like when she's talking about like, oh, if he had any past trauma, like, oh yeah, they're gonna get him World War II veteran with PTSD goes insane, and that's how they're gonna frame it. But you know, adding in the thing with his wife definitely changed things.
I don't think he did anything wrong. That's all I'm saying.
No, I mean, truth be told, how would
Well,
you react if you came home from I think he said 4 day long chase across 10 states,
Mhm.
and
yeah.
you came home to
Your
your
wife had
three
destroyed
children
your
being
kid.
Well,
murdered?
how long were the kids? Hold on. Okay, so he's gone for multiple days and stuff. How long were the kids in there? Like
Uh,
that might
like
have
how long
been
were they dead? Do you mean?
yeah, like
I
in the
mean,
lake, just
they
sitting
were
there. Like
very pale,
Not,
so they were very
yeah,
pale, so it had to have at least
that
been a
might have
couple
been
hours.
them.
yeah,
Yeah,
it had to have been a couple of, I don't know, because he
yeah,
said, "Why are you still wet?" So that implies that it was
yeah. It was fairly
either
recent
she
at
was.
least. Okay,
It
yeah, that's
implies
right.
one of two things. It was either recent or she was just really, really excited to see him when he got home.
All
Yeah.
right,
So,
pal.
uh, but yeah, imagine that happening though. That's just like insane. Like how would just someone
uh,
react?
Yeah,
Like
I mean, obviously,
yeah,
killing your wife is not a good thing to do.
yeah, no. That's not the right thing to do.
But
But
like,
it's
how would
like
you
yeah.
react if you came home
what like
from?
what do you do? What do you do after that? Like what do you say to your wife like, "Honey,
You just you just
what the
dap her up,
fuck?"
go on your separate ways. Um, no,
Yeah.
killing your wife is never a good solution. Ask Chris Benoit, but
All right.
but like they try to paint Teddy as if he's like this like horrible, irredeemable monster. Like on his talk,
Well,
if my
not
wife drowned her
really. I
3 kids,
mean,
I'd probably shoot her.
yeah.
Like it's
No,
a
I don't think
totally
it was because
justifiable.
of that. I don't think they were viewing. I don't think the film painted him as like a complete monster and stuff. I think it's just because they just somebody who like went insane after like a traumatic event happened, and I
Mhm,
don't think they were really calling him like a terrible person for reacting that way. But I mean, he has a
mhm.
gun and a wife that just killed his kids. That's a just a. I mean, like you can understand
Yeah,
why he did that as an impulse thing.
we're not we're not condoning it,
No, not
but
condoning it at all, but like bro had a gun and his wife was right next to him after he found out that she just killed their kids. Like you could like an impulse decision is easy to make right there.
Mhm.
But like imagine if he didn't have a gun, like what was about to happen?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
I was completely expecting him to just lash out in anger and just like strangle her to death.
Yeah.
And
Honestly, he
it was
probably
just
would have done that if he didn't have a gun, but
yeah, but no, it was a truly heartbreaking scene because like throughout everything, like he was still telling her how much he loved her.
yeah.
mhm. He probably would have burned the house down just to give her some PTSD before she dies.
That's crazy.
Yikes.
Yeah. But it's like if you're in that situation, like, and obviously killing her is not an option, like, what do you? Yeah, let me go call the cops real quick, honey.
Well, he could just arrest her. He is a
Yeah,
U.S. Marshal.
he is a cop.
That's true. He is a cop. That's right. He's not a. That's not.
See,
That wasn't part of the delusions. Or well, okay, it was delusional. He was a marshal, but then he was actually a marshal before the delusions.
To see he literally could have just said stop resisting, and then he could just shot her, and that the whole movie doesn't
Yeah,
happen now.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
there was
true.
no body cam footage back in the 50s.
Have you guys seen
Man,
the Eric Andre skit where he runs into the tech store and he's like, "I need you to delete this body cam footage." That would have been Teddy Daniels if this movie came out
no,
today.
no, it's like when the officer turns off their body cam and then just like pull up the photo of like the dog closing his eyes or whatever. Yep. So another moment that was interesting was when Teddy just randomly blew up Ben Kingsley's car.
It was really funny.
Yeah, that did feel really random. Like there was no reason for that.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
what was he gonna
I
do?
think it
Drive
was
it off
just
the island?
well, I don't know. Well, like I was just like, I think he thought it was his car or something like that in that moment, and then I don't know. I wasn't even paying attention that much in that moment.
No,
But
in
then he
all
was like, I
honesty,
gotta like erase all the evidence of something. I don't know.
yeah, in all honesty, I think that was just Scorsese's excuse to blow up a car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And,
can't think of a Scorsese movie where a car doesn't blow up.
no, no, and then imagine being the doctor. You've ran this whole elaborate experiment to try and reach Andrew, and then he blows up your car. I'd be pissed. I would I would just be like, "Yep, we're done. We're done. Get him the lobotomy. Lobotomize this
I'd
man.
I'd do instant on-site lobotomy with a spoon.
One lobotomy coming right up."
One lobotomy coming right up.
Ready to order lobotomy.
Sir, I'll have the lobotomy with a side of fries, please.
Sir, I'm
Can I
gonna
get
order lobotomy with the side of schizophrenia.
can I get one extra large lobotomy, please?
That's
Hold the
Andrew at the
salt.
end of the movie.
Can I supersize that lobotomy, please?
Supersize the lobotomy, bro.
Oh my lord. What I did really like throughout the movie was whenever like Andrew was like deep in his hallucination, the color grading for the film was like very grayscale. Everything was very dark.
Yeah.
And whenever reality
Us-
set in, all the colors were super saturated.
Yeah. Well, especially at the end, like it's all like bright and sunny and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's a complete night and day from when he
Mhm.
arrived on the island to when he.
But also maybe it was just cloudy for those days and then it became sunny the next day.
Yeah, womp womp.
Yeah, East Coast weather's weird.
That is true.
I don't even know if that's where this movie's supposed. I don't even know where this
Yeah,
movie takes
where
place.
is this? Because okay,
Off
like I know like
it's right by Boston, so Massachusetts.
okay, wait. So I
Hmm.
thought yeah, because
Wait, so why isn't
latest
Mark
was
Wahlberg in
in
this movie?
Boston, right?
Why isn't Mark Wahlberg? Mark
You
Wahlberg
know
should
who
have
is?
played Andrew.
You know
Yeah.
who is in this movie though? The guy from Power. The white dude. What's his name? Oh, Tommy from Power, the white dude.
I don't know who you're talking
Oh,
about,
he's
but you know who was in this movie?
but
Mac McDonald.
who?
Have you seen The Founder?
No.
Oh, it's a movie about Ray Kroc and how he franchised McDonald's.
Oh, you're talking about John Carroll Lynch, aren't you?
Yeah, the fat guy, the fat Marshall, or not Marshall, security guy.
I know him from he was in Zodiac, and then he was also in Fargo, the movie, not the show.
Yes, he was, but he also played one of the two McDonald's founders in The Founder.
I have seen that on TikTok before, so
And
I'm
and
aware.
Ron Swanson played his brother.
Hmm. Rest in peace, Ron Swanson.
For real. He's not
He
dead.
he killed himself.
He's not dead. He just has to work with Rob Lowe.
No, he when the zombie apocalypse started recently, he killed himself. Actually, him and his husband.
Poor him.
Yeah, his husband had like a terminal illness, so they killed themselves together.
Is that just a plot from The Walking Dead?
No, this is a Last of Us reference.
Oh, see, I haven't watched The Last of Us.
Well, spoilers for The Last of Us.
I had no plans to watch it anyway.
No, anyway.
No,
Okay, so what
no, when he's
else? What
searching
else
for
is
more
there?
things to say so he can make it longer than the Goodfellas episode.
Yeah,
I think this
so
already
what?
might be longer.
No,
This might be
we're a
longer
few
already.
minutes. We're a few minutes shy.
Oh, okay, okay, we'll be longer then anyway. What else would I like to say? I mean, overall, just like Nate, I'd really encourage you to watch this a second time.
I will. I
Because like,
definitely will.
yeah,
Not anytime soon, but within the year.
yeah. But yeah, because it's like when you watch it, you really do get to watch it for the first time like twice, which is crazy because like it's a whole different perspective the second time. Um, and it's just like I love that just like the first time going through, you're all confused by like some of the weird stuff with the actors, but then you go back and you understand it now. Um, and it's just yeah,
That's kind
I
of
mean
how
just
I feel about Interstellar too, to
yeah.
some degree.
Yeah, but like the subtleties in the acting, especially like in the beginning scene really stuck out to me when Andrew like first gets there and stuff, how on edge everybody is. And just like with the patients too when they're interviewing them, just like how I mean you kind of mentioned it where they get so uncomfortable when Latest is mentioned and just how like you can tell they kind of know him. But it's like they don't want to reveal that obviously because that would ruin the whole thing. And then another moment that I found interesting was like one of the patients he was like the one where he was like writing like scribbling on the paper or whatever and making the guy like pissed off. Then he kind of like went all psycho on him. And like there was a shot that I noticed, like a 1 second shot when the with the next patient latest interviewed and it was just like they had like a shot or something, like a sedative. Um and so like the first time going through you would think when you see that shot, oh that sedative might be for the patient is interviewing. That's she's more dangerous or something, but it's actually probably for latest.
Yeah. And it's also like,
uh,
how else would Latest know to do that if he doesn't have like some interaction with him before?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Another interesting scene is when they're interviewing all the people. I don't know if this is what you just said. It might be what you just said. Um, there's a guard behind the people that they're interviewing, obviously, but there's a guard behind him too. But there's not one behind Mark Ruffalo's character because
Oh
obviously
yeah.
he
Hmm.
he fucking works there. He's just a doctor.
Yeah.
They're not gonna put an armed guard behind him.
No, he might get angry.
Won't like him when he's angry.
Hmm.
Yeah. There was just a lot of very subtle things that unless you've seen it before, you're not gonna really care about or notice.
Yeah. Yeah. Scorsese's direction is pretty solid in this movie. I'd say he's a good director.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I I think it's
it
a
might.
I'd
crime
say
that Leonardo DiCaprio was not nominated for an Oscar for this movie.
I'd
Yeah, that's
say
fair.
yeah. This is a pretty dang good performance. I don't know. I'm just kind of numb to it because like DiCaprio is really good in every movie, I guess. So it's like
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
just like off the top of my head, I think this is probably a top five
What
performance
else?
in my opinion.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah. I'd say
guys,
that's fair.
I just figured out the movie.
What?
DiCaprio killed his wife so he could get a younger girlfriend.
Oh my god.
He hit 29 and he wasn't interested anymore.
Oh boy. Okay. So
So, what are
what?
your guys'
There's got to
actual
be.
opinions on the ending of this movie?
Uh, okay, Nate can go first, I guess.
I think it's a good ending.
Just because he's first watch.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I wouldn't say it like the final scene ruins it because it doesn't. It's just on a first watch, it's confusing because you kind of have to interpret it a little bit, and it is just a little confusing.
Nate, when he has to think for a movie's ending.
Well, on a first watch, like the reason I like the thing so much is because it's left up to interpretation, but I've also seen the thing close to 20 times.
Mm-hmm.
Like for this as a first watch, I would have to watch it again to look for more clues throughout the movie to really like form an interpretation on it, like a good one at least.
Mm-hmm. I
Just
hate
like
this
rely on
movie.
mine.
I hate the ending of this movie. I think it's one of the worst endings of all time.
You know, you do hate any ending that isn't clear cut and dry.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
I think this.
hated
I think that,
Interstellar's ending and the
yeah,
things.
I think the ending of this movie is absolutely horrible. Right? No, it's one of the worst movie endings of all time.
Er, it's definitely it's definitely as bad as the things ending.
No, this is pure rage bait. I absolutely love the ending of this movie. It's probably
So
one of
you
my
love this
favorite
ending,
movie
but not
endings.
the thing?
Yes,
Because this
it's one.
ending's better than the thing.
Yeah, but it's the
I
same
like
type of ending.
I like how
It's the
you
same
think you're
type of
gonna get
ending. No, it's better.
same type of end.
It's definitely not, bro. The ending like completely like changes the way you look at the film completely and all that. Like, come on.
Yeah, the thing ending is it's all right. It's left open to interpretation, but it doesn't drastically change how I think about the entire movie. You know,
I guess. I
like
Yeah.
my
mean,
opinion.
I wouldn't say my opinion of the ending changes how I feel about the movie.
I feel like it completely does. Like like you think you're gonna get this happy, bittersweet ending, and then like the dagger just gets twisted on you when he goes back to be when he forgets to take his crazy pills and he starts acting goofy again. You know.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that take, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like you think you're gonna get one ending and then just so drastically jumps to a different ending.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree. I'd have to watch again to really formulate
Mhm.
a good opinion.
Noah, what are your thoughts on this ending?
Well, this ending is very, very good because, like I said, it completely changes how you look at the movie, and it just, again, it's like when you watch it again, it's really just like watching it for the first time again. Like, it's just so much different, and you notice so many different things,
Mhm.
and it's just such a great twist. You're thinking again like some weird some mystery film that's gonna end in like I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's like it just completely throws you for a loop, and
Mhm.
it just completely messes with your mind a little bit. And like again, like it had me thinking like, oh, am I crazy? Just like latest right here,
Maybe
like
I'm
the
the
whole
crazy one.
yeah, like I just think I mean I really do like the whole like unreliable narrator concept. I think that's really interesting. Kind of like Memento, we were talking about it with the Nolan films. Like that's a movie I'd want to do for a podcast episode because that was just a great example
Mhm.
of an unreliable narrator, and this movie is too.
Mhm. I think the unrelated
Unrelated?
sorry, my bad. Unreliable narrator trope. It's either one of the best or worst tropes in movies because if it's done wrong,
Yeah.
it is so bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It
it's very hit or
just
miss.
becomes a stupid garbled mess if
I
you
don't know.
don't do it correctly.
What's an example of a
Yeah.
bad one? Because I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Tenant.
I don't know if I'd call that unreliable narrator though, because like,
No, I just want to shit on Tenant.
fair enough.
Valid.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up movies with because I can't think of uh a
No,
lot off the top of my head.
I can't really think of anything off the top of my head, but I'm just like I know that how it could be done badly.
So,
Like it very easily could be
all right,
could
I'm
go
looking at a
wrong.
few. Fight Club, Shutter Island, Gone Girl, The Usual Suspects, Memento,
Okay, well they're
American
gonna obviously
Psycho.
have all the
Yeah.
good ones. Is America? Ah, yeah, American Psycho is.
Yeah, it's
kind of.
very much an
Yeah.
unreliable narrator.
Yeah, that's true. Then I think about how it ended. I forgot how it ended for a second there. I still don't understand the ending of that movie that much, by the way.
Would you say
I've
Forrest
watched it.
Gump's an unreliable narrator? I would say so.
What? Because he's
I don't
Or
think
retarded.
I don't think that's a fair.
I don't want to say the word, and then Ryan said it for me. Because he's autistic, like Rain Man.
Except not good at anything.
All right, so I'm looking up some of the worst.
No.
This is a
I
bad
was just
list.
thinking of the. Have you ever seen the one Kanye West clip where it's like, "I'm not bipolar, but I may be slightly autistic," like Rain Man.
Like Rain
Like
Man.
Rain Man.
All right,
What are some of the worst ones?
this is just the AI overview. Lost
Mhm.
Highway. It says due to its confusing and ambiguous plot with unreliable characters.
Yeah, I haven't seen that shit.
The number 23.
Like they made a movie
Michael
about Michael
Jordan,
Jordan.
I think that is it. I think that's the Jim Carrey movie.
LeBron James,
I
LeBron
don't know.
Jade.
The Machinist.
As like they're saying that that's bad.
Yes. Well, The Machinist is great, but it is a movie with an unreliable narrator.
Okay. Is it? Yeah.
But is
Are
it a
these bad
bad
movies with
movie? Yeah, this is bad
unreliable
movies.
narrators, or they're
This is
yeah?
bad movies with an unreliable narrator.
Artificial intelligence should stand for autistic intelligence.
All right, let's see. They also have Identity, which I haven't seen.
The only identity I've seen is Born Identity.
And this is the final one on the list. The Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense is good. It's like one of two good M. Night Shyamalan movies.
I don't know. Split was pretty good.
That was alright.
Yeah, in one list it's ranked as the worst, and then on IMDb it's ranked as the seventh best. The Sixth Senses.
So I
Yeah, well,
think
that's just because
these people are dumb.
Yeah,
yeah.
I can't think of any bad ones off the top of my head, but
I feel like it could easily be like really bad, but you know,
Mhm. If
it's not.
you definitely not a way to farm engagement, but if you guys have any bad movies with unreliable narrators, comment them down below.
You know, for
Because
research purposes.
there has to be some out there.
There's definitely some bad ones out there. There's got to be.
let
But
me
I don't know.
let me
I don't know.
modify the search.
Maybe it is if you just have an unreliable narrator, your movie's going to be good.
Don't tell James Cameron, or else that's not going to last.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. James Cameron's going to have to step in here. He's going to make a 4-hour movie on a guy who's clinically insane.
My turn.
My turn. All right.
Fine, I'll do it myself.
Sorry.
Here we go. Some of the worst rated movies that prominently feature an unreliable narrator include The Room 2003.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Okay, you know what? But it's the freaking Room. Does that even count?
Yeah, I don't think they're intentionally having an unreliable narrator.
Yeah. Wait,
The
how
Room
is that
is a
considered an unreliable narrator? What, because he's retarded?
Yeah, probably because he just doesn't know what's actually going on. But
Yeah.
he's not unreliable because
But
we
like,
see what's going on.
but yeah, we see what's going on though. It's not told from his perspective. It's an unbiased thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, this is just an AI overview from Google. We have Birdemic Shock and Terror from 2010.
How is that an unreliable narrator?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
I have.
We have Troll 2 from 1990. Manos Hands of Fate from 1966. The Happening
Dude,
from 2008, and
Troll
Battlefield Earth.
Oh.
Troll 2 is such a good movie.
Is it?
No. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen, but I'll send you on Instagram the famous reaction gif that's from it. It's the movie with the sound clip of "Oh my god." That movie. It's a cult classic for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we should be getting to the end of the episode soon because Alex Pereira is about to start fighting. So,
Maybe we'll end the episode when a good fighter
but
fights.
at the
We can
same time, my stream really sucks, so I don't think I'm actually gonna be able to watch the fight, so it probably doesn't even matter.
Are you watching it right now?
Illegal. Well, yeah, because they just made the ring walks. Illegal streaming in the
Oh,
big 2025. Ever since I can't say the name of
hey, you mean
the site,
total
but
legally streaming?
oh yeah, totally legal streaming in the big 25.
Pereira
All right,
versus
let's wrap this.
Ankalev.
Yeah, it should be a
All right,
good
let's.
fight too, but you know, of course, streaming sucks now.
All right, let's get to the end of the episode so Noah can watch Alex Pereira knock out.
Well, it looks like I'm not even gonna be able to do this because that's just all right. Well,
Yeah, everybody's watching the
what else
fight
can we
right
talk
now.
about? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're all independently watching the fight right now, probably. I know I have it up, but
All right.
anyways,
Well, if your stream actually works, update me if anything happens until I can find out how to work my stream.
okay, I will.
So I'm multitasking right now.
All right, let's get into ratings so we can. Have we hit our hour quota to make this episode longer than Goodfellas?
Yes, we
Yes, we
have.
have.
This is longer than Goodfellas. This is
We're
decent
at
amount
we're
longer
at an
than it.
hour and 11 minutes right now.
Oh, that's not bad. All right, let's get into rankings. Wrap this bad boy up.
All right,
Who
get us
wants to go?
started, Ryan.
I feel like Noah should go first because it is his episode.
All right,
You mentioned it though. That's why
are we doing
All
wait, are
right.
we doing out of 10 or stars?
we'll do both. We'll do both.
What are we doing? Both? All
Yeah.
right. I haven't done my letterbox review yet, so I'm just coming up with this on the fly. I'll say for stars, 4.5, and for the rating, like a 9.4, something like that, around that ballpark.
I'll do 4 stars. I'm debating between 4.5 and 4. I think 4 stars, and I give this movie like an 8.7.
Yeah, I'm gonna do 4 as well. I'm gonna do an 8.5 out of 10.
That's fair.
That'll
That is a
probably
score.
go up after a second watch.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's all we have to say. Is there
Yeah,
anything else you
join
want
us
to add?
next week for. Sorry, let me consult the schedule. Join us next week for the Green Book.
In other news, join us next week for a 45-minute episode.
Nate threatens to lead another episode.
Hey, but we should have a good episode after that because it'll be Good Will Hunting.
Me when I pick another biopic to do an episode over. Maybe I'll
Nate
change
doing
that.
biopics.
I think I'm gonna change
Nate
that.
doing-
I haven't decided yet. I'll let you guys know.
All right.
Well, you probably
Nate doing
should decide
biopics and
fairly
the big
soon.
whenever.
Big 25.
The big whenever. All right. We'll see you guys later. Peace.